Hi everyone, this is Cindy with Tana Tarot, and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to do the reading called What Your Spirit Guides Want You to Know. Now, spirit guides can be angels, they can be your ancestors, they can be family members who have passed. They can be like you can have an archangel that watches over you, or that you particularly vibe with. So these are going to be messages from those above that love you. Now, I'm not saying that I am a medium. I am not, but I am definitely intuitive and empathic, and get the the energies from the cards. And I definitely do, when I'm doing the readings, get thoughts, scenarios, pictures in my mind that I bring through in an effort to enlighten, provide any type of guidance, that I can through the cards, and I believe through spirit. So I got these beautiful postcards from spirit, and so we're going to start out with the message from spirit, with some oracle cards and some tarot cards that we're going to use for confirmation or further information, and then a couple of guidance and advice cards. So anyway, we have group number 1, group number 2, and group number 3. So I'll give you a moment to go ahead and pick which group you are interested in, and then you can find the timestamps for each group below in the description box. Hi, group number 1. This is Cindy with Tana Tarot, and this is group number 1 for the What Your Spirit Guides Want You to Know reading. So in the intro, I talked about I'm definitely not a medium, but your spirit guides can be angels, archangels, ancestors, and past, family members or friends who can be coming through. And so I am going to be, getting the messages from the cards and bringing them through to you. Then we're going to do some oracle cards first. Then we'll do some tarot that I have pulled, and then we'll do a couple of more. Sorry about that. Then we'll do a couple of guidance, advice cards, oracle cards at the end. So let's go ahead and start. And what I have first is a new deck that I just absolutely love. And it's like postcards from heaven. And so it says, "Dearest you, the common sayings, be in the world but not of it, and wear the world loosely, refer to the need to be engaged with life while not being attached to a specific outcome. Do not take this world too personally, for you are one of many co-creators here to play, and we have many ideas about how all this should play out. Just know the outcomes don't matter as much as the presence you bring to each experience and how you let yourself flow through life. There's a real freedom in knowing and accepting this. So will you wear the world loosely, or will it straitjacket you? It is your choice. Whatever happens, have the courage to keep trying to live as you are meant to. And when it comes to manifesting, don't worry about the how or even the why. We have that covered. Everything is going to turn out exactly as it should. Spirit has a plan, loving you always and forever." So one of the main messages that I get from this card is play, don't take life too seriously, and play, and do not be attached to the outcome And it's so funny because all of these cards are related. I can tell right now just by looking at them, or the majority of them, which totally blows my mind because they are totally taken at random. Being attached to the outcome. What does that mean? Being so bought in to how it needs to go, or feeling the need to control the situation and for it to have to come out the way you want it to. Because we really have very little control. And all trying to control situations does for us is limit the possibilities. And it can even make you miss out on a bunch of opportunities if you keep on trying to force your will upon people or situations. I hope I'm making sense. It's like in a relationship, some people can be so insecure or have abandonment issues to the point where they try to control every aspect of the relationship and make it go exactly how they want and make it turn out how they want. And they have a plan that within 6 months this must happen, and then within a year that must happen, and then within another year that must happen. And the person they're in the relationship with begins to feel like they have no autonomy, they have no input into the relationship. They start to feel very manipulated and very lost and very out of control and very unhappy because they don't feel like it's an equal partnership. They feel like they're a guest star or a bit player in your movie. And so that was just an example, but to be so attached to the outcomes of things keeps you from being able to appreciate and enjoy the journey. And this is the main message that Spirit wants you to know, more about going with the flow. And it says you are one of many co-creators here to play. Like, don't be so like with the, the puppeteer with the puppets, making all the puppets do everything that you need for them to do. Let go, let things happen. Does that mean you can't have goals? Does that mean you can't have needs and wants and desires? Well, no, of course not. Have goals. Of course you want things a certain way. Of course you need certain things. But I hope that you're getting the message here is that you cannot be so invested in the outcome of things that you can't enjoy the journey along the way. Another example, a friend of mine's relative, a person was so invested in their job that was who they were. And so they were so bought into the outcome that they had gone through all these years of education, all this training and all this, interviewing and hiring and working their way up, and they became what they had aspired to become. And that was their identity, and that they were totally bought into the outcome. It was what they had planned for since they were a kid. But they became so much that thing, so much that outcome, that when they were laid off, they had no idea what to do. Not only did they lose their job and their income, but they lost their identity. They lost their purpose. They did not know what to do after. And it was a very... what's the word I'm looking for? It was losing a job is bad enough, but this person was just like in a really bad way for quite a while, and it took them, quite a bit of work to learn some lessons and realize, what they had done to themselves. So there's just a couple examples of being so tied to the specific outcome that they couldn't find joy in their life. They couldn't, enjoy the journey of life. So that is a main message that we have here. Now, I could just end this reading right here because family, friends, and guides, what this card says is to pay attention and listen to your family, friends, and guides in spirit. So what this tells me is, and I'm getting a little misty and I'm feeling chills, is that this is confirmation that this message is from your family, your friends, your spirit guides, and your angels on the other side. This is confirmation, and they want you to hear this. We also have the card Spirit Guide. I swear to God, to save time, I shuffle and cut and lay my intentions in the cards, but they are pulled totally at random. And this just is blowing my mind because we have the Spirit card, family, friends, and guides, the Spirit Guide card. And the whole purpose of the reading is to hear from your Spirit guides. So this is like, boom. It's like we're here. Like we see a woman in a white flowy dress with it looks like long, kind of curly, maybe reddish hair. If you, maybe this is like Archangel Uriel, or maybe you have a family member who has departed that looks like this, or maybe, you have an angel that looks out after you, and it's a female, and you know her name, but this is her. And same with this Spirit Guide. I think this is a woman with short, dark hair. Very exotic looking. This could either be a past family member or a spirit guide, one of your angels that is watching out for you. I mean, go ahead and Google it and look it up. There's angels that are assigned to you. There's, to me, I don't know if they call them angels, but I call them angels. My family members who have passed, who I talk to and ask for help and guidance and to watch over me. So there's just, all types of positive, loving entities that are watching out over you. So this is just a confirmation. Now, we also have attachment. And what the heck did we just talk about? Not to be too attached to the outcome. Let's also talk about attachment to people or things. And finding the need for this attachment in order to feel, or being, let me reword that, being attached to these things, needing to have these things in order to feel worthy, in order to feel successful, in order to feel important. So Spirit is encouraging you to look at your attachment to people and things, and even ways of thinking and ways of being. Spirit is asking you to examine your life and look at what's important to you. Like, where do you live? Do you live there because it's warm and cozy and close to work or close to family? Or do you live there because it's spectacular and impresses people, but you can't really afford it and it's stressing you out, or maybe you don't even really like it, but you were just trying to impress people? Those types of things. Look at your attachments to people. Are the people that you hang out with and spend time with, are they really a close group of friends that you feel camaraderie with and you feel supported by and loved by and you look forward to spending time with? Or are they people who, maybe they're popular in the community or maybe on social media, or maybe they have nice things and can do things for you? Look at your friendships as well. Look at your possessions. If you like nice things, that's fine. This isn't saying you can't have nice things. You can't have nice clothes. You can't have a nice car. You can't have a nice house. You deserve it. Everybody deserves to have things as nice as they can or as nice as they want. But why do you want these things? Do you want them because they make you feel warm and fuzzy? Do you like them because they're unique and like maybe you like a Jeep because it's vroom vroom? You're not trying to impress people, but you feel cool in a Jeep. You feel happy in a Jeep. Look at your motives behind having these things. Look at your reasons for having these things. Can you afford these things? Do you really love these things? Look in your closet. Do you have a nice, organized closet full of carefully curated clothing and you wear 80% of it and you really enjoy it, no matter, if it came from Walmart or H&M or, I don't even know expensive places, Nordstrom's or Macy's or, designer stuff. Look at that. I myself looked at mine. I still had a lot of tags on stuff, and I saw that I had like a retail shopping thing going on. It made me feel good to shop and to attain things, but a lot of them I didn't even really wear and didn't even really work for me. So that was a lesson for me. But anyway, Spirit is definitely encouraging you to look at your attachments, to do a thoughtful examination of your life and what is in it and why is it in it and how does it make you feel and do you need to make any changes? And then we have follow your own rhythm. And I think that's kind of feeding off of this as far as trying to let go of control, let go of attachment, learning to play. Because here's a very good statement right here. Let me see if I can find it. So, will you wear the world loosely or will it straitjacket you? And I think that means, do you have your own rhythm? Do you have your own authenticity? Do you have your own strength of conviction? Do you know what you like and what you want and why you like it and why you want it? And are you comfortable in that? Or are you stuck to the attachment in things and wearing things and owning things and having things and even maybe being married to a specific person was for a specific reason, maybe status. And maybe not, but I'm just bringing up all the points, all the things. Your friends, your relationships, romantic relationships. Look at them and why you're in them. Does that mean that if you chose a person for kind of a wrong reason, leave tomorrow? No. Hopefully you can recognize some of your patterns and work through them, and you still, are in a relationship for a good reason as well. It's not saying tear everything down, but it is saying to definitely do a very strong inventory of what it is that you have created and strive to follow your own rhythm and be your own person and not wear the world's straitjacket. This is awesome. This is deep. I'm loving this. Okay, let's go ahead now. I'm going to pull some tarot and look at the energies, any messages that I can get from Spirit. It may talk about scenarios, past scenarios that you've overcome or something that you do need to overcome. But let's just go ahead and pull them and look at them. Let me scooch these up a little bit. Okay, so we have the Ten of Pentacles, which is like the ultimate attainment, you know, the prosperity, solid foundation. So like, you know, the ultimate ending. We have the Eight of Cups, which is leaving one thing for another, and not necessarily a bad thing, but just maybe realizing this is not what I want. I want something else, and going for it. We have the Nine of Pentacles, which is about self. It's about self-attainment. This person in this card, it's a woman. This woman has attained independence. She has all these pentacles, so she has created a firm, solid foundation. She's prosperous, but not only in the coins, but look at the greenery. I mean, look at the animal. She's just like very self-reliant. She knows who she is. She knows what she wants. She knows what she has. And she has worked for it and attained it herself. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. Whoa. I've used this deck a ton of times too, but we got a lot of pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles is the energy of just stability. You know, a page can be a message. And so looking at these four, and we're going to do 4 more tarot from another deck for any type of confirmation or additional energies. But what this tells me, what Spirit is telling you, is you may find the need to leave some of what you have, because we have some cups overturned and some are still standing up, but you may feel the need to leave some of what you have to go for something else. And that's okay. In fact, you're being encouraged to do that. Spirit is saying you have and will have and are promised a solid foundation, abundance. Again, not just in money, but in life. Spirit wants you to be, in making this change and maybe leaving some things behind, Spirit wants you to be confident in yourself. To know what you want, to know what's important to you, to build a firm foundation for you. And only when you do that, when you are comfortable with yourself, financially, what's the word I'm looking for? So you need to feel secure. You need to make yourself feel secure. And that will help you not need these attachments. And this is a message from Spirit saying, focus on feeling secure. Focus on your security. And whatever that is, it can be money. We all need money. And money will make us all feel secure. A house will make us feel secure. A savings account will make us feel secure. But this is more than money. This is self-sufficiency. This is knowing that I can take care of myself. I am fine. I am whole by myself. And I think once you feel that, a lot of the need for these attachments will go away. And so that's the message there. Let's see what other messages we have. We have the Page of Swords, the Six of Wands, the Ten of Wands, and Death. So, what this tells me is that you need to, what do we used to call it? Have a come to Jesus meeting. You need to have a real, truthful conversation with yourself. You need to cut through. When you do this self-assessment and determine, so here's the self-assessment that you need to do to determine what it is that you need to or want to or should leave behind. Swords are for truth. And guess what? When you do that, it will be such a relief. These are like the 2 steps that you need to take to get to here. Put down the heavy load. Like I was talking about, maybe some of these attachments, maybe you can't even really afford them. Or maybe if you can monetarily afford them, maybe they're very draining. So don't be afraid. You look overwhelmed and burdened. Tell yourself the truth. Put down the load. Leave behind what does not serve you. And then death. Do not be afraid of death. Death is a rebirth. This is saying, when you leave these things behind, let that be an ending and start a new beginning. A more self-confident, self-assured, self-reliant beginning. And if you do these things, you can. You are promised the Ten of Pentacles. You have that message from Spirit. You are promised prosperity, stability, and success. And then we have the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is victory. Whatever victory is for you. And it looks like to me, in this case, victory to you would be lightening the load. Letting go of those things or those people who do not serve you. Also, growing stronger in yourself, knowing who you are, what you want, what you deserve. And let me tell you, when you let go of these, and I'm going to call them false or unnecessary attachments, it is such a relief, and that would be a whole new life and a victory. Do you know how tiring it is and what a heavy load it is to try and control everything? Control a person in a relationship. Control the way people think about you, that you care so much about how people think about you, that you make major decisions about what you own, what you wear, how you act, that need to control the outcome, that need, that attachment. Let that go. This is what your spirit guides are telling you. You will be prosperous. You will be victorious. You just need to learn what it is that you need to let go. Let it go. Tell yourself the truth. Because they love you. And they want you to be happy. And they understand why you have these attachments. And they want you to understand why you have them, so that you can let them go. Now let's look at our 2 guidance cards. We have Archangel Sandalphon. We angels bring you gifts from your Creator. Open your arms to receive. And that is, again, 1, 2, 3, 4 confirmations that this message is a gift. Don't squander it. Pay attention to it. This is telling you this is a very strong message. And then we have express yourself through creative activities. Once you let go of this need to control, you can have fun. What is it saying here? When you let all this go, you can play. You can have fun. Let them handle it. Let them worry about it. You have fun. Follow your own rhythm. Find out what you want. Find out what makes you happy. They want you to be happy. Let go of control. I just feel the love. Okay, group number 1. This is all I have for you today. Pretty darn strong message. A lot of confirmation. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hi, group number 2. So you are group number 2 in our reading today, and our reading is what your spirit guides want you to know. So our spirit guides can be angels that have been assigned to us. It can be ancestors. It can be archangels that we, what's that word? That we relate with. You know what I mean? That we relate to. Like I have Archangel Michael. I feel like he's watching over me. It can be family members who have passed. I am getting these messages through the cards and am relaying them to you. And so these are messages that your spirit guides want you to hear. And so we're going to go ahead and start with the central oracle card that we're using today. We're going to start with oracle. Then we're going to do some tarot for more energies and confirmation. And then we will do a couple of guidance or advice cards. So here's our postcard from heaven, if you will, and here's our messages from Spirit. It says, "Dearest you, there are times you get lost but refuse to see your part in things. Happens to everyone. Something feels familiar but sort of off. If you're feeling confused, it's best to throw away that map you're using, which only lets you navigate based on your past experiences. That isn't what you need right now. Instead, take a deep breath and open to the truth. A desire to stay in denial means that part of you doesn't want to be responsible for the pattern that shows up in your life. Yes, this is the right time to wake up and start again. By the way, you will always get another chance. You have unlimited chances to start again. We love you so much. We really do. Be gentle with yourself. Coming out of denial is like being temporarily blinded by super bright lights. Allow your eyes to adjust. Carry on, special one. A beautiful life awaits. Loving you so much." And, this is a new deck that I have here. And I recently looked this one up. I thought victim mentality, that's pretty self-explanatory, but I wanted to look at the card. And so this one is about taking your power back. So let's see how this relates. So the basic message in this card is that you are kind of on autopilot. You're not taking responsibility for how things are going in your life because you are acting like a victim. It's amazing how these things come out like this. It's blowing my mind. But you're acting like a victim. You don't see your part in things. You're in denial. You don't want to be responsible for the pattern that's showing up. You want to blame others. But you can't. You have to see your part. It takes two. You are not a victim. You are a participant. So this is the message that Spirit has for you today is we cannot allow you to continue to go down this road of blaming others and not accepting responsibility, because this will start a cycle and you'll keep on doing this in every relationship that you have, whether romantic, family, work, whatever, friends. You will continue this cycle. You'll be a victim. Everything that happens is not your fault. Someone is doing it to you. You really have no power over it. You don't understand why this keeps happening to you. Now, does this mean that people haven't done bad stuff to you? No. We all have had bad stuff done to us. Bad things happen to us that we didn't want or really ask for. But it's what we do once these things have happened. It's how we react and the actions that we take after these things have happened. There's the rub. That's the difference. It's so easy to go into the victim mentality. Just stay stuck. I'm a victim. Nothing's my fault. Everything always happens to me. I have no part in it. I'm just walking along, doop-de-doop-de-doop-de-doo, and all these bad things happen. I'm so nice to everybody, but they're so mean to me. They're so shitty. They do wrong things. People cheat on me. People stole from me. It's a victim mentality. Couple things going on here. One, the law of attraction. Once you become a victim, that's the vibe you're putting out there, and that's what you're going to get. Okay? A second thing, boundaries. You need to take back your power. If people are treating you poorly, make them stop or leave. Create your boundaries. That is the key to self-esteem, self-worth, dignity. What is acceptable to you? Is it acceptable for someone to cheat on you in a relationship? I would venture to say no. What do you do when someone cheats on you? There's a couple things you can do. One, you can get with the person and say, what in this relationship, what part did I play in your doing this? If any. You can talk it out. Perhaps that person really felt like something was lacking and really wanted something from you that you weren't giving, and that you are willing to give and that you want to give, but it was just like a big miss. Maybe you can work it out. Maybe you can talk it through. And maybe you can continue healthier. Or maybe this person's a serial cheater, and that's what you attracted. And you just need to leave. Either way, in either situation, you need to determine what's acceptable to you. In the first scenario, okay, you needed A, B, and C. I wasn't giving you that. New game plan, new rules. You need to tell me. I can't read your mind. Maybe you thought I should know, but I didn't. Doy. Okay, whatever. New rules. You need to tell me. And I pledge to you, or I promise you, that I will make every effort to give you what it is that you need, or, to work it through, to talk about it, to deal with it, to work it through. However, if this happens again, I'm not going to be able to forgive and forget and to take responsibility. I will leave. There's your boundaries. You can move forward with dignity, with mutual respect. Or if, second scenario, you find out this person's just a damn cheater and they need to do it for their own self. It makes them feel important, or, whatever. Really has nothing to do with you. That's their own problem. But what you need to do is set your boundary. You know what? You have a real problem with that. I can't help you with that. If being with me doesn't make you feel important enough or whatever, or I've, found out you've cheated with 5 different people, you really have a issue that you work through. God bless you. Hope you work it out. But my boundary is I can't be with you anymore. Sad, boo-hoo, whatever, deal with it, but you move on with dignity and respect. It's time to take your power back. Look at things honestly. Don't be in denial. Be, like they say, be gentle with yourself. Don't be mad. How could I have allowed this to happen? What's going on? My life is all fucked up. Maybe it is. But you can take your power back. And you can set boundaries. Spirit is also encouraging you to do whatever it is that you need to do to find your confidence. Oh, my God. And this isn't even really a spirit deck, but look at the angel with the wings. My goodness. If you have this could just be I don't know if angels have genders. This just could be a female looking angel. Or I call my past family members that have passed on, I call them my own personal angels. If you have a woman who has passed with darker hair, this could be that person, your family member, looking over you and saying, I'm sorry that I wasn't able to instill in you the confidence. Or maybe this person left too soon to be able to instill this confidence in you. Or maybe they didn't know how. Maybe they didn't have it in their family. But this person wants you to have the confidence, wants you to take your power back. This person wants you to heal and find happiness. They want you to find a way, whatever that is that you need to do in order to break this cycle, this victim cycle. Whether it's reading some books, watching YouTube channels, getting into therapy, Whatever it is, your spirit guides want you to let go of the victim mentality, because all it is doing is attracting the same type of situations, scenarios, and people into your life. And it will continue to do so until you break the cycle. Your spirit guides love you. They really want you to be happy. They really want you to lead a fulfilling life, a satisfying life, the life you deserve. They want you to have self-worth, self-esteem, self-love. They want you to take responsibility for your life. Ownership. To see your part in it so that you can fix it. And that's what this is all about. So, the door to personal healing and happiness. Your spirit guides are showing you what the door. The doors are opening. Through sending you these messages, they have opened the doors for you. Now, what you need to do is to acknowledge, at least do this, acknowledge your part in this. Realize that you have been living in victim mentality and step through the door. Now, what that means is the beginning of a journey. Doing all of this is work. It is not an event. It is work. It's a journey. Making the decision to walk through that door is an event. And they want this reading to cause that event to happen. To see your part in this, to accept your responsibility, and to walk through this door. And again, therapy, books, friends, YouTube. Sometimes one good epiphany can really kind of start to turn things around. However, if you don't have a sense of self-esteem, self-worth, and self-love, that can take a while for you to realize how much you deserve. We don't even know what boundaries are sometimes. I learned late in life. I was giving. And because that's just who I am, I still am giving. But I was giving myself away. I had no boundaries. I didn't know what boundaries were. And when I tried to set boundaries, it felt so foreign and scary. I didn't think they were right, but they were. And once I set boundaries, my life changed incredibly and quickly. But anyway, so we hope that an event has occurred from the messages in this reading for you to walk through this door. However, that's only the beginning. Another message that your spirit guides want you to know, they want you to be aware of the power of attraction. And I'm going to take this almost literally as like the law of attraction, in that when you have a certain mindset and you participate in certain activities or allow certain treatments, it becomes a mindset, and that mindset starts cycles, and you repeat things over and over and over. Relationships, scenarios, treatment, the way you allow people to treat you. And so what Spirit really wants you to be aware of is that this can be a two-edged sword. If you stay in the victim mentality, you can keep on drawing this type of negative situations to you over and over and over. But if you can shift your mindset, begin to heal, realize how worthy you are, grow in your self-esteem, self-worth, self-love, dignity, self-respect. If you can grow that, flex those muscles, you will begin to attract a whole different type of energy, people, relationships, scenarios, abundance, prosperity, everything into your life. So you can attract negative or you can attract positive. It's up to you. It's your decision. I think I've made myself clear. I don't think I need to go into that anymore. Let's go ahead and pull some tarot to maybe get some clarity, whether energies, suggested actions, that type of thing. Let's take a look. So we have the Fool, the Five of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Now, I can see the Five of Swords. It is feeling a need to defend oneself. And I would say that that could be a direct consequence of always feeling like a victim. I see the Fool as taking the leap. Now the Fool is they say the Fool, what do they say? God protects drunks and fools. The Fool is young, naive, open-minded, open-hearted, open to the journey, open to whatever life has to offer. And that's how Spirit wants you to be. Can you get out of this rut? Can you open your mind and your heart to be childlike again? To let go of this. Once you accept responsibility for this and let go, the world is open to you. It's a whole new world. What did they say? Coming out of denial is like being temporarily blinded by a super bright light. Allow your eyes to adjust. Be gentle on yourself. Look at this. Look at that sun shining. But it's behind him, pushing him forward. He's not blinded anymore. And look at the dog, his loyal companion. If you can let go of this, you have so much positive, pure joy and beauty and what's the word? Prospects, opportunities. You just have so much to look forward to once you step through this door. We also have the Page and the Queen of Pentacles. These are energies of, this is a message from Spirit letting you know that you will experience so much abundance, stability. If you accept responsibility, build your confidence, go through this door for healing, not only will you experience the happiness of unlimited potential and possibilities. But you will be able to build a more solid foundation, solid, firm foundation, prosperous, financially and everything. You will be able to attract to you such a firm, solid foundation. This is what Spirit wants for you. And you know, the Queen of Pentacles, she recognizes her worth and her value. And Spirit wants you to be, queen, feminine picture, but it doesn't matter, it's energy. Spirit wants you to be like the Queen of Pentacles. Look at her, she's holding her self-worth in her hands. Pentacles aren't just money. They're prosperity, abundance, self-worth. And that's who Spirit wants you to be. Let's look at our other. We have the Five of Pentacles, Judgment, Wheel of Fortune, beautiful, and Temperance. Okay, here's what Spirit wants you to know. You have felt so lost, so out in the cold with this victim mentality. But look in the window. Look at the gold. It's right behind you. It's right beside you. You just can't see it yet. The light, the possibilities. You're outside in your bullshit. You're outside in your head. You're outside in yourself, in your denial. Look at the light. Look at the yellow light. It's there. Accept your responsibility in this. Let go of this bullshit. What are you doing out here? You're worth way more than that. Let it go. Stop doing this shit. What a waste. You need to make a decision. You need to make a new start. That's what the Fool stands for as well. A leap. Leap of faith. A new start. Find balance. Be patient with yourself. Is everything going to change in a day? No. You have healing. Healing takes a while. And here's your promise from Spirit. You accept, you see what you're doing, you accept responsibility. I have a part to play in this mess. You go through the door. It's right here. Spirit has it open for you. Take a leap. Make a decision. You do that. You just take that first step. And Spirit promises you good fortune. You've got the Wheel of Fortune here. You will move forward and continue on in a positive trajectory. You will begin a new cycle, a new positive cycle. You will experience a fundamental change in your freaking DNA, in your who you are. You will break free. You'll gain confidence. You will heal. You will attract more positivity. Will some bad stuff still happen? Sure, that's life. But you don't have to frickin' wallow in it. Stop wallowing. Stop feeling outside. You're the one keeping yourself outside. No one has locked this door to you. The door is open. Go in. Because you are promised a new start, a new day, a new way. Whew. Okay. That's all I have for you today, Group 2. Thank you so much. I have enjoyed spending this time with you, and I'll see you next time. Hi, Group 3. Welcome to Tana Tarot. You are Group 3 of the What Are Your Spirit Guides, what messages do they have for you? So we're going to get started with the postcards. I got a new deck of postcards from Spirit by Colette Baron-Reed, and I just love them. So we're going to start with some oracle cards. Then we're going to pull a few tarot for additional energy, messages, guidance, that type of thing. And then we have two last guidance or advice oracle cards that we'll do at the end. So let us go ahead and get started. And we're going to start with the postcard. And it says, "Dearest you, on Earth, humans learn about life by telling stories and creating new ones based on shared experiences. Eventually, after repeating one often enough, it becomes your main story that you use to define yourself and the world. So to get the answers you seek, you must get vulnerable and hear your story when you tell it. Ask, why do you tell it? Is it really true? What else can be true? Can you see the truth that spirit is in all things? Do you see how other stories overlap and intertwine? Spirit loves stories, for they are like blueprints for co-creation. So tell the one we know to be true about you. A story of courage, gratitude, and honesty. Tell an empowered story about well-being, wisdom, and grace. You will experience your world according to the story you tell about it. So make sure they're stories you're proud of. Genuine Loving Fan Club." So this is your postcard from Spirit, from your spirit guides. And as I was talking about in the intro, your spirit guides can be, angels that have been assigned to you, archangels that you, feel close to or you resonate with. It can be past family members. It can be, ancestors. So whoever you feel like your spirit guides are, this is the message. So let's break this down a little bit. What this card is saying, you have told yourself some stories about yourself that you started to believe, and it became kind of the blueprint for your life, and it became who you were. And I see a couple of things here. One, you started telling yourself stories about yourself a long time ago, even as a child. So when you heard other people say things, or if something went wrong and you didn't understand what was going on, and as a small child you took responsibility for it, pardon me, and as a small child you took responsibility for it, you told yourself these stories when you were young of perhaps things you had done wrong, or maybe places where you had failed in life. So Spirit wants you to look at those stories, the old stories, the stories that we tell ourselves, the foundational stories. Now, as an adult, look back and see how maybe you misunderstood something, or someone inadvertently said something that hurt your feelings and really caused issues, that you carried around for the years, this story about yourself. And then it says, do you see how other stories overlap and intertwine? We make ourselves the main, not culprit, what's the word I'm looking for? We make ourselves responsible. Like I was just saying, something could have happened to you as a child that, like say divorce, your parents get divorced and they say a lot of kids thinks it's their fault. What was it, my fault? Was I too noisy? Or when you yelled at me and dad said to leave me alone, is that what caused it? Am I too much trouble? Stuff like that. So you have to look at other stories and how they intertwine, and figure out what exactly is your stories. And what they're telling you is to rewrite the stories, to take those old stories written by a child, or written by, you may tell yourself, oh, I'm just so horrible with money, or oh, I just have such a bad picker, I can't, I can never have a good relationship. There could be 100 guys in a room and 99 of them healthy and one a narcissist, and I go straight to the narcissist. There's lots of stories we tell ourselves, but they're telling you, rewrite those stories. Look back and see the good and the strong things that you did. Sure, maybe you really screwed up the budget, 1 year, and it took you quite a while to get out of it, get out of debt. But what did you learn? You learned a lot. Hopefully you won't do that again, or at least not so bad. And relationships. Did you pick a narcissist? Did you end up with a narcissist? Well, it even happens to, if you have self-esteem issues, you want to look into that and figure out why, because narcissists love empaths with low self-esteem. Hello. You might want to look at that. But even, I'm going to use air quotes, healthy people with very high self-esteem get, not hit on, but, get, start to talking or maybe go out on a date with a narcissist. They just see the red flags sooner and have a bit of better boundaries, so they may get, out of it sooner. But anyway, look back and see the good things that you've done, for God's sake. Be easy on yourself. Rewrite the story. Oh yeah, I'm horrible with money. I'm bad at picking guys. I caused my parents divorce, blah, blah, blah. No, get rid of those stories. Tell new stories. I survived. I raised 2 beautiful, wonderful children on my own. I worked my way from nothing and went to college and got my degree and got a really good paying job. All the good stuff. Look at the good stuff and rewrite your story. And I love it. And Spirit's telling you this because they know your stories, they hear you telling your stories, and they love you, and they want the best for you. And they're saying, wait a minute, you're not giving yourself enough credit. You need to really give yourself some credit for the good things that you've done and how far you've come. And so we have some accompanying cards here, and let's see how they fit in, or what other messages they may have for you. So we have letting go and closure, which is kind of like almost a progression here. So we have letting go, and the message I'm getting here is letting go of the old story. Like, you have many doors open to you, or many doors available to you. This door is closed. This door is ajar. This door is wide open. But how does it look in there? Would I want to go in there? I don't know. That looks like all dead trees. I think maybe she's coming out of there. Maybe she's come from a pretty bleak past. But she's got her trusty dogs, her loyal and trusty dogs. Look like one almost gotten away, but she'll get them. But it's saying, you have many paths, many doors. You can take those failures, or there's those things that didn't go so well, and you can choose another path, choose another direction, and let go of the old. Tell yourself, well, I was only 4, so I don't really see how I was totally responsible for my parents' divorce. And then you can tell yourself, well, as far as the finances go, I didn't know that, X, Y, and Z. Now I do, and I won't do that next time. I've learned a lot, and I've been very good with the budget since then. And, all these new, you learn. You learn from these mistakes. Quit beating yourself up for the mistakes. And see, I won't even call them failures, but quit beating yourself up for the mistakes and quit telling yourself that story. Boy, the brain, I was in counseling and I'm not going to say this right, but the psychologist told me our brain is wired for the negative. Our brain just like feeds on the negative. You tell your brain one negative thing about you, it'll hang on to it for 25 years, 50 years. But you tell the brain one good thing about you, it's like, meh. So you have to exercise that muscle. You have to repeat to yourself, not only like affirmations, but pick, I am wonderful, I am great. Yeah, all those, generic ones that you can find anywhere. Write your own list of affirmations. I am strong. I am learning how to deal with money and I'm doing great. I was a great child. I was wonderful to raise. Whatever. Come up with affirmations to let go of the old story and tell yourself the new story. And then closure. I think closure is like after letting go, closing out that chapter, that period, that issue. Close that out. Let it go. Close it out. Create new. So I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Here we have happy family. This to me is obviously Spirit's wish for you. And maybe it's your wish for yourself and Spirit knows it, and so this is a confirmation. Whatever a happy family is to you, Spirit has depicted a mother and a father, or a man and a woman, and 2 children. I think they're at the beach. It looks like there's the ocean. There's a rainbow. It's a little cloudy, but I don't know. It still looks pretty happy. And, the parents kind of have their arms out like, la, like they're embracing life. And they love their lives with the 2 children between them. And this is the number 4 card. And 4 is all about solid and, solidness, stability, a stable foundation. And so this is what Spirit wants for you. And maybe what Spirit is also saying is your stories that you have been telling yourself have been self-limiting. It's been holding you down. It's been, with the law of attraction, you attract the, not the vibe, I guess it could be the vibe. Whatever you're putting out is what you're going to attract. So if you're putting, let's say instead of vibe, let's say energy. So if you're putting out, I'm shit with money, I'm shit in relationships, never been worth much, whatever energy you're putting out there, that's what's going to come back. And if you think you're bad with money, you're going to continue to be bad with money. It's going to be a cycle. And if you think you're bad in relationships, you're going to be bad in relationships. You're going to attract that. You're going to attract bad relationships. Or if you get in a good relationship, you may sabotage it and turn it into a bad relationship by being too needy or too, whatever. So Spirit wants you to close this out, let this go,